Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2022. My name is Alan Moore, and I am the director of the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I've had the privilege of working with this cohort of students since June of 2019, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to represent the program's faculty as we watch them take this final step towards graduation, or professional careers, sorry. So welcome, family and friends, to the 10th commencement ceremony for Lynchburg DPT students, and congratulations to the graduates of Lynchburg's 2022 DPT cohort. You guys can have a seat. Class Vice President John Schmadel will now offer some remarks, followed by greetings from University President Dr. Allison Morrison Shuttler. Dr. Rusty Smith, Dean of the College of Health Sciences, is unable to attend today's ceremony.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome parents, grandparents, friends, significant others, and the University of Lynchburg faculty to the graduation of the University of Lynchburg's Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2022. I'm honored to be speaking up here in front of you all today. And hey guys, guess what? We made it. Hi, Mom. Over there. It seems just like yesterday that I was getting in my car to drive to my first day of class. I remember being anxious and nervous, but excited and eager that early June morning. I remember on that first day of class when Dean Smith wrote some terribly large 4-digit number on the whiteboard in class and asked us what that number was for. Nobody had an idea. He then said, "This is the number of days until you are standing where we are now." I quietly said under my breath, "Yep, I'm never gonna get there." That day, now today, seemed so far away at the time, almost unreachable. But like all of you, I made some forever friends. Like some of you, got engaged. Congratulations to Stephen and Anna. Again. And again, like all of you, studied through a global pandemic to reach this point at the culmination of our academic career to finally be able to call ourselves doctors of physical therapy. I would like to thank every professor and administrator sitting behind me, next to me, and in front of me today for all of the time, work, and friendliness and outstanding education that they have provided to our class over the past 3 years, because without all of you guys, we wouldn't have a program. I would like to thank every classmate for just being down there in the trenches with me and grinding through those seemingly never-ending stretches of tests and practicals. I would like to thank everyone else who has supported this class here today for all the late night, early morning motivation tests, and for that surprise Chipotle gift card after a hard week. Just little things go a long way, and we love all of you for that. Welcome again, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2022. I cannot wait to see what we all accomplish.
So good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to our trustees, our faculty, staff, parents, friends, and especially the graduating class of 2022. Give yourselves another round of applause. You're going to have to do that a long time. I'm Alison Morrison Shuttler, and I'm the president of the University of Lynchburg. It is my honor and privilege to preside over this glorious commencement ceremony here at the university. Many of you may recall that last year's commencement, or should I say commencements, were part of my first year as president. In 2021, COVID-19 forced us to adjust to our now normal and hold not one but 5 separate ceremonies in just 2 days. And I'm thrilled that we continue our path to true normalcy with a ceremony absent from social distancing, masking, and limiting on guests. And of course, for those of you who want to wear a mask, please do. These past 2 years have been trying for all of us. Students and faculty have worked together as courses were delivered remotely, sometimes hybrid, but mostly in person. In person is what the Lynchburg experience is all about, and I know I much prefer to see a smiling face without a veil of a mask. Your grit in coming together and responding to a worldwide pandemic represents the ultimate final exam. I'm so pleased to announce here to family and friends that you have all passed with flying colors. Congratulations. When I arrived a few years ago, I shared my vision for the University of Lynchburg, and that vision is built upon 3 pillars: leadership, respect for diversity, and the pursuit of innovation in all that we do as an institution and as individuals. Already I've seen our future, your future, taking shape through these many months of the pandemic with the underlying support of those 3 pillars. So as you leave this place, please do remember these lessons learned and build your futures atop our 3 pillars of servant leadership, diversity, and innovation, values that are in the DNA of this institution. And I hope these pillars become as much a part of your genetic makeup as they are a part of mine. Congratulations, graduates, and it is a great day to be a Hornet.
Coming up with and preparing a commencement speech is hard. You want to say something profound and original while evoking sentimental feelings about your time in higher education. You want your words to paint a bright and brilliant picture of the future while tugging at the audience's heartstrings. Well, graduates, faculty, and staff, let's be frank. I'm probably not the first person you think of when you want to elicit those emotions. So I'm going to settle for reminding you of a couple of important life lessons I've been thinking about lately, probably intertwined with an ill-timed joke or obnoxious comment about Dr. Friend's obsession with all her cats. The first life lesson I've been thinking about lately revolves around change. Change usually is on my heart this time of year as my family ends one school year and begins to think about the next. This year will be especially challenging because my middle child, Wyatt, will begin his senior year in high school later this summer, and his girlfriend Ella will head to Northern Virginia for college in the fall. He'll begin considering his path, and his adolescent mind will be forced to make decisions that will impact his future. Like you, he'll do the right thing, and the outcome will be positive, but the process will not be without heartache and a few tears. So my lesson is this: change is hard, but with change comes opportunity. Graduates, the first change you face starts tomorrow. After today's graduation ceremony, the formal part of your education to become a physical therapist will end. The next time you practice, you will be the expert. There won't be a clinical instructor to guide you through a complicated case or a faculty member to nudge you in the right direction. Starting tomorrow, the buck stops with you. The tough clinical decisions will be yours to make and defend. Seize the opportunity to learn to trust yourself and build confidence in your practice. When you do, your professional life will flourish. Another change is you'll leave the safe and comfortable surroundings of the University of Lynchburg and the relationships you formed with classmates and faculty. This change will bring about new friends and colleagues that will offer new ideas and the opportunity to develop your own unique style of practice. Not everything you try will be great, and there may be times where you question your training and abilities, but I urge you to persevere and believe in yourself. Try new things. One of the great joys of my position is hearing back from former students about your past and the things that you've accomplished. So embrace change and keep an eye out for the silver lining. It may not be obvious at first, but with a little determination and optimism, you will find it. The other life lesson that's been on my mind the last couple of weeks is a reminder that life is too short not to live your dreams. As many of you know, I taught at the University of North Florida prior to coming to Lynchburg in 2011. While at UNF, we had a student that was diagnosed with an aggressive form of bile duct cancer. His name was Kurt. Well, about 4 years ago, after 7 years of fighting cancer, Kurt told his friends and family that he and his doctors had decided to stop chemotherapy and initiate palliative measures. In May of 2018, Kurt passed away at the age of 34. On the anniversary of Kurt's passing, I can't help but think about my own life and reflect on my own goals and aspirations. I can't help but be reminded to make the most of every day. I want you to dream big. I want you to realize those dreams and make our profession better and stronger than it is today. Once you accomplish one dream, find another one and strive to reach your goal. Once you accomplish, there will always be setbacks and there will always be naysayers. Learn from the setbacks and be cautious when listening to naysayers. Latch on to those that believe in you and remember to dream big and make the most of every day. Over the last 3 years, you've learned everything from Blair's bees to the brachial plexus. You're sitting here today because you worked hard, you confronted every challenge, and you never gave up. The last 3 years were hard and you survived. Things don't get easier after today, but don't fear, you are prepared. You are surrounded by people that love and support you, and the faculty are excited to see where you take our profession and to welcome you as colleagues. Congratulations. Now, Andrew Van Haren will deliver the commencement address. Andrew is a member of the class of 2022, and he was selected by his classmates to share his thoughts. Following Andrew's address, the faculty will present several awards to members of the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Moore, and thank you, class of 2022, for this honor to speak today. And surprise, Mom and Dad, I bet you didn't expect to see me as a speaker for the commencement ceremony. As I was preparing for this opportunity, I was equally overwhelmed by the privilege of being asked to give a speech on behalf of this class and by the sheer fear of actually doing so. Hopefully over the next several minutes, I'll make you proud and inspire you to go out and be great. It would be impossible to summarize the journey of the class of 2022 in a few minutes, so please know that the mere tidbits that you hear today is but a fraction of the total story. And even more so, a fraction of the hard work that each and every one of us has put in to get into this point today. Physical therapy is the practice of improving the quality of life through examination, diagnosis, rehabilitation, hands-on care, and patient education. At least that's the simple way of describing it. We have all likely been quick to learn that it's the profession most likely to have you asked what to do for your uncle's back at the family reunion. But if you ask any of us graduates here today, or the professors and clinicians that have helped us get to this point, we'll tell you that physical therapy is a rewarding profession of patient care that encompasses human movement and function through all stages of life, from birth to death, from fragility to athletic ability, during beautiful times like pregnancy, or trying times like traumatic brain injury, from muscle strain to hip replacement, and yes, even your uncle's bad back. In short, we're movement experts. But not so long ago, we only knew a fraction of what we know now. When we arrived at the Health Sciences building in the summer of 2019, we were just eager students, ready to absorb all of the knowledge and experience we could. We learned all the muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons, nerves, and organs of the body. We learned how they all work together in a beautiful ballet of biomechanics, and that was just our first semester. Over the next 3 years, we learned everything necessary to start a career in physical therapy. But perhaps even more exciting is what was done outside of the classroom. We built friendships that will last a lifetime. Some of us have started or added to our families. Many of us have gotten engaged or married. It wasn't easy, though. We all faced adversity inside the classroom with copious assignments, projects, practicals, tests, and meetings, and sometimes all in the same week. And there was also adversity outside the classroom, as life tried its hardest to distract us from our path. A worldwide pandemic forced us to completely change the way we learn and change the way we treat patients. We faced disappointments and failure. We've all questioned ourselves and felt like imposters in our own field. We even survived 40 weeks of unpaid clinical rotations. But through it all, with the support of an incredible faculty and support staff, as well as our families and friends, we stayed true to our goals. Today, we can finally reap the rewards of our perseverance. Today, we can say we're doctors of physical therapy. I'd now like to share with you a story. It's a story that might be familiar to some of you, and maybe it will remind you of a similar experience that you had. But it's the story that has stuck with me as the single most influential patient interaction I've had over the past 3 years, and I think we can all benefit from the lessons that it taught me. In my first clinical rotation, I was in a hospital in the immediate aftermath of the second wave of COVID. It was here I met who we'll call John. And John was my first patient, but John was dying. A glance at his medical record would tell me that this middle-aged father of 2, loving husband and dedicated businessman, was admitted to the hospital a month ago for complications due to COVID. As I walked in the room, petrified at the thought of my first patient interaction, the reality of the situation hit me. John was worse than I could ever imagine. Numerous lines and tubes were connected to him. The sound of artificial breathing and the occasional beep were all that greeted me. As I tried to wake John, it became clear that he was unaware of his condition or surroundings and was definitely not in any condition to undergo a physical therapy evaluation. As I left the room, the discussion between my clinical instructor and I revolved around one thing. John shouldn't be here. John likely won't live. And John needs to be transferred back to the ICU. And the next day he was. And it would be another month before I saw John again. This time, transferred to my department for further complications due to COVID. In a month in the ICU, the COVID had given way to an infection, resulting in a fasciotomy of both his lower legs, a transmetatarsal amputation of his right foot, and a stroke that had paralyzed half of his body. But in spite of all that, John could finally mumble some words and was at least alert. A difficult and extensive evaluation yielded a plethora of limitations, but more importantly, it yielded goals. John wanted to walk again. And over the next 4 weeks, John would teach me everything school could not. Every day, I'd go into John's room, ask how he slept, and ask if he was ready for physical therapy. His answer was always the same, an emphatic and sarcastic no. But he always agreed, and together we'd perform a max-assist transfer to get John sitting on the side of the bed. And pretty soon there was progress. John would roll himself onto the side to be transferred into a wheelchair, and I'd push him to the PT room and we would do simple exercises. And as he got stronger and stronger, John asked me to stop pushing him. He would wheel himself the 50 feet from his room to the therapy room using one arm, and it would take 30 minutes. You can laugh, it's okay. He would slowly make one long, continuous left turn until I'd finally correct him, line him back up, only to repeat the process over and over again until we finally made it to the PT room. And John kept getting stronger. Eventually, we got to the parallel bars, and he placed a specialized boot on his foot, and draped in my gown, my gloves, and my mask, I hoisted John up into a standing position. As he would get tired, he would ask to sit down. He would recover his breath, and we would repeat the process. John using all of his might to help me lift him to a standing position, and me, sweating like a dog, trying to lift his limp weight. I'd always ask him, "Are you ready to go again?" And he would always look at me with exhausted eyes and reply, "No." But then he would take a deep breath. He'd position himself to try again. And we did this day after day after day until John finally took his first step. As my clinical rotation was ending, I had to leave John before I got to see him progress out of the bars. But before I left, he left me with a gift. See, John kept a stuffed toy rabbit with him at all times. It was just a simple toy to keep him company in the lonely hospital when his wife or his son couldn't be with him. On my last day, John gifted me a toy, a rabbit to say thank you. And we laughed, we congratulated each other, we wished each other luck, and we reluctantly said goodbye. But John never left my mind. The lessons I took from our interaction taught me 3 important values. See, what you really need to know to start your career is not what you learned in school. Yes, knowing the upward rotators of the scapula is important, but really, everything you need to know to be successful you learned outside of school. Things like perseverance, capitalizing on every opportunity, and being grateful. These are the things John taught me. Perseverance. Difficult times are sure to come up in our careers. After all, we're only at the very beginning of this big adventure. In times of difficulty, I think of what John would do. I think of him wheeling that wheelchair down the hall with one arm, struggling day in and day out in the name of a goal that seems so far away. I think of John's persistence in the face of all odds, and to go on in spite of the times. I think of John willing himself out of bed, even when he was tired and broken. Class of 2022, persist regardless of difficulty, and always keep your goals in mind. Take a lesson from your patience, and show up even when it's hard. Remember always that success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent comes due every day. So be willing to go further, do more, and do it better to achieve you and your patient's success. Capitalize on every opportunity. Never let opportunity pass you by. John never did. John took advantage of every opportunity I gave him to get better. When he was exhausted and I gave him the opportunity to say, "I'm done," he positioned himself for one more rep. Take advantage of your unique opportunity. Build relationships, meet new people, learn new things, see new viewpoints. Get to know your patients and their motivations. Laugh with them, cry with them. Make the most of this opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. We get the opportunity to help someone learn how to walk again, how to run again, and how to jump again. Give someone a walk in the park back with their grandchildren. Restore confidence, dignity, and independence with every interaction. Take the opportunity to build relationships with your peers. Learn from those who came before you, and take the opportunity to mentor those who will come after you. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, be coachable, and always demonstrate integrity. And finally, show gratitude. Recognize where you came from, and make sure that those that helped you get to where you are know that you value them. We have so much to be grateful for. So on behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to say the following. To the faculty and clinical instructors who challenged us and showed us how to become our best selves, we thank you. To the administrative staff who made our experience as seamless as possible, we thank you. Excuse me. To the technology staff who gave us all that we required to learn, especially as our learning shifted remotely, we thank you. To the maintenance and custodial staff who kept our spaces conducive to learning, we thank you. To the family, friends, pets, and loved ones of each one of our graduates here who supported us through every step, we thank you and we love you. And to my peers who were and continue to be my motivation, I thank you. This faculty has prepared us. Our experiences have prepared us, and we have prepared ourselves. Now go out and do big things. Thank you, and congratulations, Class of 22.
Thank you very much, Andrew. That is a tough act to follow. Thank you for your wisdom. Amazing. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Price Blair, and it is my pleasure to present our first award, the Academic Excellence Award. This award is given to the student who achieved the highest academic performance on coursework throughout the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Now, for our family and friends in the audience, I should point out that our program consists of 115 credit hours. It is a rigorous curriculum with students progressing through foundational sciences, clinical and applied sciences, and finally, clinical education. Students are asked to juggle class time, homework, quizzes, checkoffs, reviews, exams, lab practicals, internships, group projects, reflections, community service, professional involvement, and still find time for Netflix. It is not for the faint of heart. Our award recipient today gives new meaning to the term academic excellence. He excelled in both the clinic and classroom with quiet humility, and his subtle, confident smile is a reminder to all of the joy he takes in learning. This student achieved an unprecedented 4.0 cumulative GPA. Now let's stop and think about what that means. This student earned all A's, not even an A-, all A's in all of his coursework over the past 3 years. I did my graduate education in Boston, and in Boston, we would say that this student is wicked smart. This cohort is filled with absolutely exceptional students and scholars, and this year's award came down to the hundredths of a point. But it is my honor to present the Academic Excellence Award to Dr. Stephen Schnoor.
Good afternoon. I am Penny Elam. I'm the Director of Clinical Education here in the DPT program, and I'm going to be presenting the Clinical Excellence Award. Students participate in 40 weeks of clinical experiences, as well as multiple opportunities throughout the curriculum to interact with patients, families, and healthcare providers in the clinical setting. The award for clinical excellence is awarded to the student who has consistently demonstrated exemplary performance during curriculum-provided clinical experiences. We ask the clinical instructors to partake in the selection process by submitting nominations for the Clinical Excellence Award. I'm happy to say that as a class, you had 9 fellow students nominated by their clinical instructors, which is about a quarter of your class. So I'd just like to take this moment to acknowledge your cohort and say congratulations. A brief search for adjectives that describe a good physical therapist generates a list that also matches the qualities of this year's recipient: motivated, humble, dedicated, consistent, accountable, dependable, self-manageable, has good integrity, realistic, positive, compassionate, and good interpersonal skills. I would like to share with you a few of the comments I received from several of the students' clinical instructors. This student has shown great maturity, compassion, clinical reasoning, integrity, and motivation that build the base required to be an above-average physical therapist. The student has shown high levels of motivation to improve patient care through the hours of time spent outside the clinic researching new ideas for those who present with a challenging diagnosis. Is respectful, well-rounded individual who demonstrates characteristics and traits of a seasoned clinician that would be able to treat a variety of patients with successful outcomes. Multiple patients have verbalized how impressed they are when they realize she is a student and not a well-seasoned clinician. She represents the profession well and is already an excellent PT with well-rounded skills to treat a diverse population. I am honored to award this year's Clinical Excellence Award to Caitlin Raglan Wood.
Hello, I'm Anissa Davis. I'm an associate professor in the Doctor of Physical Therapy program, and it's my great pleasure to present the Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is given to the student who has excelled in being inspirational and influential in the growth and development of physical therapy academically, professionally, and within the community at large. This year's award recipient has modeled engagement and leadership throughout all 3 years of the DPT program. This person spearheaded Go Serve volunteer opportunities and PT Day of Service, served as a leader and mentor in Special Olympics, facilitated club activities for the AOMP student local, and promoted interprofessional collaboration with other healthcare professionals as the cohort's interdisciplinary liaison. As a graduate assistant, this person was enthusiastic, responsible, and took initiative to solve problems and get things done. This year's recipient has been an inspirational leader within her cohort. When reflecting on the pandemic's influence on the program's activities, she said, quote, "I think that this was a really big lesson in making the best of a bad situation and learning to try and remain flexible and being okay with that." Her positive attitude has been a very strong motivator for those around her. Audrey has the heart and spirit of a servant leader. She approaches every interaction as an opportunity to build relationships and gain understanding. She recognizes the importance of interpersonal communication skills, self-awareness, and empathy, all key ingredients of authentic leadership that aligns with the values of those with whom she interacts. Please join me in congratulating Audrey Ferguson as the 2022 Leadership Award recipient.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to present the Core Values Award, which is awarded to a student who consistently exemplifies the 9 APTA core values throughout their journey as a member of the physical therapy student body. This year, we have a winner who strongly embodies these core values, and while I will not be able to list all of her accomplishments, I hope to capture some of the highlights. Our award winner this year is described as a standout in multiple areas. This student was actively engaged in the student professional involvement activities, and her biggest accomplishment was organizing and leading a successful Parkinson's exercise class in the middle of a pandemic. Not an easy task. There were so many hurdles to overcome. She also helped with the creation of the Prosthetics and Orthotics Special Interest Group and volunteered for our community health clinic. She focused on helping her fellow students as a student success coordinator, as well as serving the faculty as a graduate assistant. It seems like she was always into multiple activities, but she never lost sight of her studies and always was seeking excellence. So please join me in congratulating Amanda Reeder for the 2022 Core Values Award.
Hello, my name is Jason Grandio, and I will be presenting the Community Service Excellence Award. The University of Lynchburg Doctor of Physical Therapy program has made community service an integral part of the educational process within our curriculum. Although my colleagues are the best at creating paper patients, nothing compares to the interaction that occurs with real-life people who have real-life impairments and real-life challenges. The alliance we create with individuals is one of the most important factors in our care. This cohort faced significant challenges in completing their community service requirements. The Community Health Center, under the leadership of Andrew Van Haren, worked to figure out a way to continue treating patients in a world that was demanding distancing and limited to no social interaction. The reason for the existence of our pro bono clinic is first and foremost to educate our students. With this goal in mind, the leaders in the clinic worked together to secure proper protective equipment and updated policies and procedures, allowing the clinic to open and treat patients. In his own words, Andrew stated, "Perhaps what I am most proud of is that we were able to successfully bring in a new cohort and show them the value and opportunity that the Community Health Center presents to both the community and the students. I think this next cohort will be able to take the Community Health Center and make great strides with its evolution, and I like to think we had some mentorship to the next cohort. I cannot begin to tell you the importance of all of the community service opportunities that these students have. And if you saw what these graduates did to keep our programs operational, you would be overwhelmingly proud. For the tireless efforts to keep our clinic running, I am very honored to award the University of Lynchburg Doctor of Physical Therapy Community Service Excellence Award to Andrew Van Haren.
Good afternoon. My name is Carol Friend, and I'm an assistant professor in the DPT program. And this class is very special to me because I started when they started. So I feel like maybe I could graduate with you. I don't know. But as Dr. Grandio mentioned, the University of Lynchburg DPT program values community service. But community service is only one prong of our student professional involvement curricular track, which is otherwise known as SPI. The other integral piece is professional service. This year, the faculty wanted to recognize a student that has gone beyond excellence in the classroom and clinical settings, beyond community service, to forge an early path in this arena. I am honored to be here today to present the Professional Service Excellence Award. Along with working in the Jerry SPI group, the recipient of this award has been an active member of APTA Virginia by frequently attending meetings and winning their T-shirt design contest in 2020. In addition, she serves as the University of Lynchburg student representative for the APTA's PT Moves Me Ambassador. In keeping with their mission, she continues to work towards creating a program within the APTA Virginia Valley District, which will partner DPT students, with local clinicians to promote diversity within physical therapy practice through outreach to middle and high schools in the greater Lynchburg area. She has recently been awarded the APTA Minority Scholarship, and she is currently serving on the Cultural Humility subsection of the APTA Virginia Diversity and Inclusion Subcommittee. That's a lot of words. As a co-leader of the student-led group Culture, which is cultivating unified lives through understanding, reflecting, and educating, she and the other leaders have brought critical conversations about diversity, equity, and inclusion to our program, as well as sharing this model with other DPT student groups. They also presented the development of culture to both the Northern and Valley districts of APTA Virginia and to the APTA Health Policy and Administration section. In her own words, culture gives me an opportunity to self-reflect and reminds me of the importance of taking the whole patient into consideration. Her professional demeanor is constant, and she is well known for her quiet integrity and accountability. But I believe that it is her mindfulness and compassion for others that will lead our profession forward in the years to come. It is with great pleasure that I present the University of Lynchburg Doctor of Physical Therapy Professional Servants Excellent Award to Anna Yoon.
So the part that you've all been waiting for. The 2022 Doctor of Physical Therapy degree, which has been voted on by the Board of Trustees, will now be conferred.
Will all candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Physical Therapy please rise? President Morrison Shetler, I have the honor to present 40 candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Physical Therapy. These January and May candidates have successfully completed the course of study assigned, have been certified by the faculty of the university, and approved by the Board of Trustees. And I ask that you, by your official act, confer upon them this degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of the faculty at the University of Lynchburg, I confer upon these January and May candidates the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibility thereupon appertaining. Congratulations. Will all the doctoral candidates please be seated, except the first row of candidates who are asked to come forward to the platform.
Hi. Kayla Gumas. Valerie Greenleaf. Jordan Haas. Caitlin Henning. Daniel Beal. Madison D'Amico. Carly Ennis. Eric English. Elizabeth King. Jordan Lance. Tristan Lucy Spidell. Colton Mullins. Michaela Nicholas. Taylor Jones. Hannah Olds. Jordan Palma. Andrew Phillips. Mary Stewart Pearson. Marissa Bucksott. Marie Quinn. Caitlin Ragland Wood. Bailey Rogers. Yeah, I did. Yep. Oh. Amanda Reeder. Emily Dooley. Stephen Schnorr. Casey Sheets. Lauren Ayers. Jonathan Schmadel. Andrew Van Haren. Miles Sully. Taylor Tempesco. Andrew Turner. Sydney Escobar. Audrey Ferguson. Parker Glenn. Michaela Warren. Colby White. Anna Yoon.
Well, thank you for Thank you for attending today's ceremony. A reception will be held in the Graduate Health Sciences building immediately after the recessional. Graduates may pick up a copy of their composite picture when they come. We would like to thank Medical Facilities of America for sponsoring the reception. Now, Class President Jordan Lance will offer some closing remarks.
Hello, Hello, DPT class of 2022, and Linda and Charlie. As one of the last times I stand in front of you all as your president-elect and address you, I thought about what I would leave you with. After careful consideration, I wanted to speak about knowing your why and continually doing the right thing when no one is looking. Knowing your why, I have found, is extremely important as you progress through any career, because if you lose your why, it goes downhill like the pig who got the pancake. If you lose your why, you lose your purpose. Individuals without purpose usually have decreased drive. If we don't have drive, it becomes increasingly difficult to wake up every day, get out of bed, and address the challenges that are presented to us. So as you go out and get jobs in various clinical settings, completing God's work or any other business venture, know your why. Why are you completing that certain exercise? Why are you wanting that promotion? Why are you moving jobs? Why are you researching that topic? Individuals who know their why make purposeful, intentional actions, working towards a goal, achieving it more effectively and efficiently, and sometimes attracting others, making it a common goal. One other thing I wanted to speak about is doing the right thing when no one is looking. As most of you know, this class has been through a great deal together. But the people sitting in front of you today have the highest degree of integrity and respect. I want to challenge each and every one of you to correctly bill 100% of the time, not fudging any minutes to get that extra unit, because it will land you in the fraud department. Thank you for all such a memorable 3 years of my life. I hope you have a wonderful, rewarding career and push the envelope, staying on top of all current clinical practice guidelines and being innovative, captivating clinicians that I know you all to be. Thank you so much. Parker.